Is it recording now?
Yep.
Yep,
See?
there it is.
Oh.
Hey guys, welcome
Hi.
to the Quadcast podcast.
Podcast.
What's going on
So
in here?
And they were roommates.
Anyway.
Alright.
Oh my god, they were roommates.
Yay! I had to make sure I said welcome to, because usually we've been saying welcome back for the past month,
Welcome
even
back,
though it hasn't
yeah.
been a thing yet.
Yeah, we just came prepared.
Yeah, we've been
Yeah.
method acting.
Method acting.
Yeah.
So I guess a little bit of background. This is a random podcast that we're starting out of our dorm. We are currently sitting on our floor on a carpet that we stole from the social work department in DeMoss,
Shout out to the social work department.
who gave us a free rug.
The best.
Yeah,
The
and
goat.
me thinks that this is just going to be a little time capsule of our senior year. That's what I'm hoping for.
I expect it to become much more chaotic than just a time capsule of the senior year, but we'll see.
Well, I think a time capsule can be chaotic. I want my kids to be like, Mom, how did you ever meet a guy who wants to be with you?
Not at Liberty.
True. Speaking of,
Yes.
that is where we are.
Yes. Liberty University.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's special, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it a whole bunch
Yes.
throughout the remainder of these
But-
many episodes.
Before we go any further, we should probably introduce ourselves.
Yeah, I was about to
Good
say.
segue.
Yes.
All right, well, you can start, Paul Blart.
Oh, well, okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Yes.
Well, I'm Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
Hi, Hannah.
I'm the cripple of the group. Yes.
And the mother.
Yes, that's
And-
how
and the
you
mom.
start. Not where you're from. Not what your major is. I'm the cripple.
Well, my current identity is revolving around my back pain.
That's true. That's why we're sitting on the ground right
Yes,
now.
that is why we're sitting on the ground, because chairs are causing me great agony. I'm the mother of the quad. I have that means I have 8 children. So I have 8 children.
Yep.
Still in my youth, you know. But passing it on over to dorm husband.
Yeah, that's me. I am the quad dad, and yet also the housewife, because I'm currently unemployed. So I think I've baked probably 5 times this week.
And they were
Yeah.
I gotta buy more flour. I kind of used all of our flour.
Don't worry, I got you.
But yeah. So I'm dorm dad, quote unquote. I am a criminal justice major, and I'm Hannah's roommate. And there's nothing else interesting about me besides those 2 fun facts.
That is such a lie.
That's very
but
much a lie.
We'll get into the lore at some point, which reminds me, in case y'all missed it from the social work department rug thing, I, Hannah, am in social work. Anyway.
Yes. Just so we didn't break in. She let us in.
Actually,
To
no,
steal
we
the
just
rug.
hack into the
Oh,
edge
yeah,
of the
yeah.
department, snatch the rug from anywhere, just run out.
And
We
run
just
out.
run down the
Didn't
stairs
they ask
to
the
DeMoss.
next day, where's the rug?
Where's the rug?
No, what are you talking about? I don't know. What rug?
What rug? What rug? Gaslight.
And I guess now our child.
Yes.
That is me. Hello.
One of many.
My name is Wendi Shackelford, and I am in film production and creative development, and they essentially adopted me.
Yes,
and I'm
we did.
very happy to be here.
She's a commons refugee. When we
Yes.
say adopted, we mean adopted.
Which you'll hear
It is-
all about the commons and the refugee crisis.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually.
In
Eventually.
yes.
in the future, whether it's this episode or a different one.
And
There's plenty of lore.
I will be all the visual development. So when you see the animations and you hear the editing, that will be
And you
me.
look at the Instagram.
Yes.
She's all the
Oh, yeah.
creative. We're just
the voice
celebrities.
Behind
so-
the scenes. These are
That's
the celebrities.
right.
we're the personality.
The personality.
so much personality.
Maybe too
like a
much.
wet blanket.
Okay. I don't like that one, but I guess we can go with that.
Well,
Anyway.
I think we can start by going into the backstory of how we met.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's usually a good way to
Yeah.
start. Yeah,
Well,
so
I've been with Liberty the longest. I started with them in 2018.
an old maid.
You're
In
very
2019? Yeah. Ancient old hag, this one.
A whole 2 days
I-
older than me.
2 days.
Ancient.
You know, back when I was your age, I didn't have back
You were what? You were studying for an exam that you did today? That's what you were doing
Yes.
back when you were my age.
Back when I was your age, I was working hard. I walked up the hill to class both directions.
Oh, yes.
Yes, you did.
Truth.
Truth.
Anyway. Yeah, so I've been with Liberty since high school. I did them dual enrollment online, yada, yada, yada. Fun fact, I actually refused to come to this school. When I started looking at colleges, my parents were like, you should look into Liberty, because, you know, I already had the account, and we had already sent them money for high school credit. And I was like, no! And, you know, my logic behind that was, you know, it's the big Christian school on the East Coast that everybody goes to, and, you know, I'd much prefer something small and discussion-based. Anyway, God laughed in my face, and here I am. Elena?
Well, see, I had the opposite approach because I had no idea what this school was. When I moved here, I didn't know combo was a thing or required. I didn't even know about room checks. I just kind of showed up one day, and then I guess I'm still here.
You didn't
this isn't even my first school.
You didn't even know. You didn't know Liberty was a Christian school.
No,
at
I had
first.
no clue.
Actually?
I
I
found
didn't know
Liberty. So I went to Boston University first. And I applied to that in a bunch of other schools, including Liberty. Liberty was the first school I ever got into. And I said no, because
they
I got
accept
into Boston.
everybody.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so I was like, big feet, guys. I got into Liberty. I got into, oh, big spoiler, I'm here. Not even a student. I just
the
live in
other
Quad.
97% who applied.
It's okay.
True.
She's part of the 28% that will graduate.
That's true. Let's hope. But no, I applied to Liberty because they were on like a list of top criminal justice programs, and so I applied that way. And then I found out later when I got the acceptance, I was like, hold up, this is a Christian private school? I had no clue. And I turned to my mom because I went to a private school up until high school, right? And I was like, Mom, how is it the first school that I applied to ended up also being a Christian private school? This is ridiculous. I'm never gonna branch out. I'm putting myself into a bubble. And then I didn't even go here. But then I ended up here anyways.
And here you are.
She ran
and
far
here I
away to
am.
start.
I did. I started in Boston. I had a blast and also hated it.
We're gonna have an entire episode dedicated to just the Boston lore.
Oh, yeah. I think the Boston lore should happen while we're in Boston.
That's
if we take a
great.
Boston
Yes.
trip, I think that we should do a podcast.
The
in
current
Boston.
plan.
The
Fall
current
break
plan.
in Boston.
That'd be so
Yes.
much fun. But yeah, so I eventually ended up, I had to transfer for a multitude of reasons, which will be learned eventually. I have a 13-page document where I outlined everything that went wrong at Boston University. I think I need you two to blind react to it, because that would be hilarious.
That'll be a video recorded episode.
It'd be so funny.
Will be
Yeah, but so I moved.
There'll be lots of
lots of censoring in that one.
No, we're gonna keep it PG. No censoring. I say as the one who gusses the most. But no, so then I moved here, and when I decided to move, I got onto the Liberty Tinder profile thing, where it's like the dating app, but it's for roommates.
Yeah.
And we're, what, a 76% match? We're not even that high.
No, I don't know how you found me.
Yeah, you weren't even my first try. you were
I'm
my
the
second
other
pick.
woman.
The other woman. You were my second pick, because the first girl, I don't even know who I don't even know who it is. I should look back in and figure out. But,
the other woman always wins.
the other woman,
Yes,
like a
they do.
98% match. And she and I talked for a while, and then Hannah and I started talking, because I went all the way into, like, 53. Because I was like, I don't need to be a perfect match with this person. But I wasn't even going to reach out, because I had a random roommate in Boston, and it turned out fine.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no clue why I reached out. I'm glad I did, though. And then you stuck.
Yes.
In fact, I was going to move to East, and you said,
No.
I was like, East or Quads would be great. And you go,
I'm going to Quads.
so you can come or not. And I was like, wait, take me with you. And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
Not really. It's current lore that will be shared
Yes.
here.
Oh yeah.
Well,
But,
somewhere in there, I managed to meet her entire family.
Oh my gosh.
I think I recognized you from afar based off of the single picture on Instagram that I saw, and I was like, is that her? And then I proceeded to meet her entire family
That's
pretty much
so
on
funny.
accident
Oh,
before
it was
ever
awful.
coming to
It
school.
was awful. We were in Denver.
I was having a great
'Cause
time.
we both live in Colorado, at least at the moment. And we were in Denver for some reason, and we drove back the long way home, and it went through where you live. And I was, my dad, I'm like asleep, dude. I'm asleep in the car, I have my earbuds in, and Dad's like whacking me behind. He's like, Elena. And I was like, what? What's going on? And he goes, text your roommate. And I was like, why? He goes, because we're going through the town. And I was like, okay, why? And he's like, so we can meet her. I was like, that's so awkward. No. And he goes, just do it. And so probably for 30 minutes was him hyping me up to send the text. And then I eventually, like 30 minutes, he's like, just do it. I'm like, no. And he's like, yes, do it. No. And then so eventually I texted you. And you happened to be in town.
Yes, which I don't even live in town. I live in the middle of nowhere. And so it was a miracle that I happened to be in town having brunch with someone else. And then I received this text message, and I was like, oh.
This person.
And, I was not prepared, because I was in full emo attire. I mean, like, the combat boots, the eyeliner, like, rings everywhere, metal everywhere, and so that was her first
I've been
impression.
in the car for 6 hours, so your first impression was probably also not very good.
You had the dude just be nice shirt on, and
Oh,
so,
yeah, that's right.
that painted
my shirt. That's good.
Yeah, that was a good
Aw.
first impression.
But no, I remember, I walked in, and we had to find the place, because I couldn't figure out how to navigate the town. We finally parked, and we found the place or whatever, and I walked in. Yeah, like, these big, thick comic boots, and I was like, And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's when she started regretting her life decisions.
My little sister was all for it. She was like, she's so cool. Look at what she's wearing. Her necklace is amazing. And I was like, oh my gosh. A girl with personality. Oh god, I don't have any of that. And so it was very, very... And it ended up fine. I mean, I didn't talk much in that conversation.
Her little sister thought it ended up fine.
Oh my lordy. She just talking away, and I was like, I'm just gonna let her keep talking, just nod and smile and wave, like, smile whenever Hannah looks at me, it's fine. And then eventually, I see my little sister jolt, and I was like, oh my gosh, Mom just kicked her underneath the table to get her to shut up. And I asked later, that's exactly what happened.
Not gonna lie, I learned more about Father Gerald in that conversation than you.
Oh my gosh.
My dad.
My dad.
No, the priest.
Oh, yes, I forgot about that.
Yes, I learned more about the priest than I learned about you.
I thought you meant Father, Gerald. I was like, yeah,
No.
my dad's name is Gerald.
I also learned more about Granola Gerald in that conversation.
All right, so just so the few listeners that we'll have, just so you know, Father Gerald is a priest in Arizona. My dad is called Granola Gerald in this quad for a multitude of reasons.
I've named him that.
Yeah, but so Father Gerald, I'll have to show you the photo.
I need to see.
I don't know where my phone is. I will show it to you. But basically, this priest that my aunt and my grandma go to in Arizona, and they send photos of him because he looks like my dad just enough. And my mom hates it. My mom's like, that does not look like him. And we're like, it does kind of look like him.
It does.
It's so funny. Wait, I had to find the photo. But yeah, and so I guess we talked about that a lot.
Yeah, so...
And then my little sister just dominated the conversation.
Yeah, so first impression of Elena, I was over there worrying that she'd think that I was some sort of butch lesbian. And, at the same time, I learned more about a priest in Arizona and her own family than her as she just kind of sat there. But, I didn't think much of it until afterwards when she gave me her take on the interaction. I was like, oh, yeah, that was awkward.
It was so awkward. And, I mean, after we left, I texted you, too. I was like, I'm so sorry. That was so horrendous. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think at one point I hid in the bathroom. And I was like, let me go, because my little sister left. And I was like, I'll go find her. And then I was like, hyping myself up, and I was like, come on, it's okay. This is so awkward. She's gonna ask to change roommates because it was so bad. And then, yeah.
I would never change roommates, and here we are.
Here you are.
Anyway, I feel like now we should probably pass it on to...
One second. I found the photo.
Yes, she found the photo.
Picture my father. You've met him?
Yes.
Apologies to all audio viewers.
Nah, this is fine.
Ready?
There's no viewing.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. It's so funny.
It's Father
That's
Gerald.
wild, actually.
See, now my mom needs to hear this clip so she can know that, yes, Father Gerald does look like my dad.
Father Gerald
It's so funny.
looks
I
like
think that he
Granola
needs to
Gerald.
be framed and put on the fridge or something.
The ofrenda!
The ofrenda.
The ofrenda. Yes.
Okay, backstory for that. We gotta figure out what shelf it's gonna be on. But we're gonna do an ofrenda. So all of our past roommates, we're gonna put on, like, little cards or framed as if they're all dead and put them on an ofrenda as if it was the movie Coco.
Yes.
Maybe they'll come back and, like, see us during Dia de los Muertos. It'd be kind of scary.
Donnie Costin is just gonna
Oh yeah, Donnie Costin is also on the ofrenda.
Yes. For those of y'all who don't know, for some reason, somehow, if you happen to not be closely connected to Liberty, Dondi is the president of
He's
Liberty.
great.
We love Dondi.
We do like Dondi.
Yes. Anyway, continuing on with where we're from and how we met each other. So skip forward into the actual school year. Elena and I are now roommates, which she didn't know my last name for the first
Okay.
She's held this over.
I should have told you the story. I heard you mention this at least like 5 times this week.
Because I didn't know until like a week ago, and I thought it was so funny. Okay, for frame of reference, I was terrified of pronouncing her name wrong because I wasn't sure, is it Elena or like Elena or whatever. And so for the longest time, I was so scared of saying it wrong. But little did I know, come to find out a week ago, after I've known her for over a year, she didn't know my last name.
So I needed you, I had to write down your name for something in like November.
Yeah.
Like almost the end of fall semester. And I was like, crap, what's her last name? Because I keep all like last names saved in my phone, and for some reason I didn't have it saved in my phone. And I was like, shoot. I also forgot how to spell Wendy's last name because, you know, reasons. But it's just the 2 letters. I never know how to do it.
Elton John.
That's a good way of doing it. Yes. But no, and so I'm just bad with last names, and I needed your name for something, and I was like, it's 4 months in, I can't ask 4 months into living with this person what their last name is. That's simply
4 months
so
in,
bad.
I was still just this person.
It's so, no, you were a Hannah blank.
Hannah.
But so I went on to the group me for the quad, and I had to find it. And it worked great, so I don't know what you're complaining about.
I just think
And
it's funny.
obviously, I was so smooth about it that you never knew.
No.
You never.
Your
like,
one slip
what's my
up was
last name?
telling me a year later. You know, I think it just comes to show you're in the right degree if you know how to stalk people and hunt them down
Well,
for their
that
last
was my
names.
job before I
Yes.
got fired.
That's also an episode, but that's for later.
That's for a different time.
Continuing
My
on.
story of woes.
How we met dear old Wendi.
Oh my lord. Yeah. So, we saved you
Yes.
in the
It
commons
was
and your kooky roommate.
Yep.
We met on a sports team.
Yep.
You weren't even at tryouts.
No, I wasn't.
At least not my day. And then you missed half of the meeting to join.
I
and
flew in.
You walk in halfway through, and I was like, oh, a girl. Because I wasn't expecting it.
Yeah.
Because it was just the captain, assistant coach, and the only girls on the whole
Yeah.
team, right?
After
Everyone else
tryouts,
was
when Elena went to tryouts, she came back and she was like, "I'm gonna be the token,
Yeah,
the
diversity hire.
The diversity
I was
hire."
like, I'm gonna be the diversity hire. And then you walked in and I was like, damn, my diversity hire status. And I lost it. But no, and then, like, we started getting lunch, I think.
Yeah.
And you started hearing me complain about Hannah all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, I
Non-stop.
never wanted to meet you.
I know. I'm a monster.
But then, but we would complain about your roommate.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, the back room in our quad is totally open.
Yep.
And then you moved in.
I moved in.
It was so wild, too, because I remember, because I had you over and we watched a movie, and I introduced
We were watching Troll Hunters,
yeah,
and we
show.
were making bracelets for the team.
Yes, and we were... Yeah, I was like, whenever someone came in, oh, this is Wendi, and like, so like they knew everyone, right?
Yep.
And then after you left, I was like, I went room by room, was like, can she move in? Is she okay? Is that okay?
That just makes me so happy.
Door-to-door salesperson for an additional roommate. And yeah, they were all fine with it. And so when I told you, I really kind of like the trip over here. I knew the plan, like, okay, we're going to be doing this thing, and this is how it's going to end.
This is how it's gonna end.
But like, when your family came to move you in, I was shocked.
Yeah.
I don't know why. It wasn't like I didn't think you were coming in, but it was just so quick.
It was.
Like, your entire family zooms in.
The funniest part about it was the fact that I had texted. So there was a lot of stress on my end telling my roommate I was moving out. Because the final straw.
Well, you were just going to leave.
Yeah.
And we're like, don't do that.
The final straw was when I was on the phone call. And it was something I said on the phone call, and she just felt the need to butt in.
Wasn't
I walked
it
out.
the ostrich boots or
No,
something?
it was the
boots?
stingray leather boots.
The stingray leather boots.
My buddies were traveling cross country, and they had stopped at like a Western boot store, and there were stingray leather boots for like $30,000. And I was
Wild
like,
about.
stingray leather boots? That's insane.
The one that killed Steve Irwin.
No.
the only acceptable one.
They'd burn that boot.
She got out of her bed and was like, stingray leather boots? That's so inhumane. And I was like, okay. I left. Anyway, long story short, 2 days later, I texted her.
That makes it. Quick aside. That makes it sound very petty. There were a lot more issues.
Oh, yeah,
than
yeah.
just that.
Yes. I left in 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
The bulk of everything came the first day, and the second day, everything little came. My parents came. My room was locked, because I had accidentally logged into the wrong room.
Yes.
So we called everybody, and you guys were trying to pick the lock.
Her
It
mom
was
watched us
awesome.
try and pick the lock.
And then Loopty came in and helped.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was
Loopty
great.
Didn't know that we were trying to pick the lock, so maybe we should strike that from the record.
It's fine. It didn't work. So we
but-
didn't actually
yeah.
do the
But that's how your mom knew that you'd fit in here well.
That's exactly what she said. She's like, she's gonna fit in so great here.
That's hilarious.
and that
Well, I
was
remember
it.
moving in because I started cooking dinner.
Yeah.
And then your whole family trumps it, and I was like, what on earth? And by the time I finished dinner, like, we did rice, and I think it was...
Cabbage and sausage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And by the time I finished,
Oh,
everything was
shipping.
moved
Everything
in.
was moved
Like,
in.
that's how quick it was. I was like, this is so super. And, like, I'm cooking, and you're putting stuff in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You put, like, a rug under my feet,
I did.
and I'm just like,
Wow.
at the stove, like, what's going on? And yeah, so it was all very, very quick, and Commons
And here I
Refugee
was.
was saved.
I was
Yes.
saved. I am very happily now a quad
Yeah.
enthusiast.
Yes.
I think that you're the most enthused about the quad.
Oh my gosh, yes.
You sing its praise because you didn't start here. That's me with
Yep.
like, because in Boston I had a Commons type situation.
Yep.
So like, you others don't understand
No.
how good it is. Like the freshmen who moved in this year, y'all don't understand.
Y'all do not understand.
It could be so much worse.
And the thing that makes quads better than East is that if you don't have a car, you can walk to Walmart.
Oh, it's so nice.
It's you're so close to everything.
Because that was everything we did last year.
I'll sing the praise of the quad all day.
Oh yeah.
But
That's right.
Woo!
Indoctrination.
But yeah. And now here we are.
And here
There's
we are.
all three. We just adopted you. We took you to Red Robin.
Yes.
For initiation.
Yes.
No, not initiation. That's bad. Liberty does not condone
We do not haze
initiation.
here.
No, hazing
we
is
went
wrong.
to
No
dinner.
hazing.
We didn't do any sort of that on Wednesday.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
We did not. Catherine, if you happen to listen to this, it was just a movie.
It was just a movie.
That sounds so crazy.
And burgers.
So bad. It was hamburgers and a movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was it.
Yeah, that was the only two things.
Catherine's our RA, folks. Just so
Shout
you
out
know.
to Catherine.
We love her
you,
very
Catherine.
Shout out to Catherine.
We were lucky enough to have her last year, and
She's
then
so
we
great.
got her back this year.
Mm-hmm.
She's
Incredible.
the GOAT. We love her very much.
We love her.
Yeah. But yeah, so I think that's the backstory. And now here we are, 1 year later.
1 year later.
Probably about, what would you say you moved in?
I moved
October.
in.
It was October.
It was
Fall
October.
break. Yeah, I was like, so almost
You've almost been
almost
with us
a
for
full
a
year.
year.
Oh my god.
Our anniversary's coming up, guys.
Yes. That
Well,
podcast episode
that'll
will
be an
great.
episode.
Oh yeah, it'll totally be an
That'd be
episode.
awesome.
Let's see. What else?
I think that we need to explain the quad. And
Yes.
like the crew that is here and the past crew that was here.
Yes.
Because this whole idea came out of, we were talking to our past roommate and she
Yeah.
was like, I totally, because we were sitting out in the lobby, in the middle
Yeah.
room, and she was like, if you guys heard a podcast, I would totally listen.
Yes.
And
And
then
here
I
we
was like,
are.
ha ha ha, funny joke, and Hannah
And-
was like, yes.
Yes.
Here we are.
And here we are, yeah.
Elena
Okay.
got the mic and everything.
Yes.
I did steal the
So let's just start with like how the quad's situated. For those of y'all who don't know what the quads are, because Liberty does not market the quads, you can't see them on the tour.
It's so great.
We're also not marketing the quads. The Q is for quiet. No one knows what the quads are, but they're a lot like East. You have a kitchen, there are 5 bedrooms, and it's 2-person to a room. So you can have up to 10 girls in one kind of apartment. So yeah,
And like last year we had 6? 7?
6.
6. It was so nice,
It was so nice.
We threw them out, and then this year, I remember going into the portal after, I think Logan made a group chat, and I was like, there's 10 people in this chat.
Yeah.
We
Full
have
quad.
a full quad.
So-
and one of the teams at hall meeting last night, there was like 4 of them.
I know.
I was like, why are we so packed?
Why are we?
Not that I
full?
care. I'm glad that they're all here. Obviously, I love them all. But I'm like,
We wouldn't have been so packed
did
if
we
we
end
didn't
up so
intentionally start off by putting 6 people in the room.
Yeah, maybe.
maybe
We already
we also kicked somebody
Yeah.
out.
yeah.
You know
That's-
that girl that we emailed? She might see this. So
Oh,
if you're watching and you know who you are, we're very sorry.
we're very
That
sorry,
email.
Wendi.
We're very sorry. Wendy
Wendy
didn't get her fast fit in on time.
and so she couldn't get a room, and her roommate had to go boot someone out after they moved
Because
in.
someone moved in with Addison. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, you weren't there
And
for
so
that. Were you?
I didn't know this.
Yeah, so
Excuse
someone moved in with Addison while you were still working on getting your FAFSA done. And so she had to go in and message the girl and be like, hey, I'm sorry, this is awkward, but
No,
I-
she didn't. Hannah did.
okay, so
Oh my god.
Hannah messaged on
as my
Addison's
role
account.
as mother, the people that were uncomfortable and didn't want to deal with confrontation, I was like,
I got you.
give me the computer.
I think we were pretty civil.
Yeah, no,
But then at the same time, she didn't actually email back. She just moved out.
I
So
do
I
feel
like
bad.
she's probably consulting,
I
which
do
is totally
yeah. I do feel bad. And that's super justified. It wasn't the nicest thing we possibly could have done, but you know, we had to fit
What were
you
we
in.
gonna do?
I know.
We had a person
Yeah.
who was moved in officially, just
Yeah.
not officially.
Of
Yeah.
all people, I would have lost my mind.
Yes, you
Would
would
have known too.
Yes, we would have.
Yes, we would've.
Well, we would have just moved you
She
next
just
door.
sleeps on the couch.
Oh, I absolutely would.
Yes, I
Catherine
know.
would have let me.
But yeah, so
I don't know. I don't know. I
Catherine
don't
would
think
not have let you. Catherine kicked out your cat. You think she would have let an extra person in
Okay,
here?
the RD kicked out my cat.
Yeah, no.
Rightfully so.
Not Catherine's
Rightfully
fault.
so.
but
Rightfully
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I'm not gonna say not. And the RAs followed through.
Sven.
I appreciate y'all being so
You'll
nice
hear more about
it.
that later. We
Sven the
probably
cat.
need to stay on
Sven
track.
Hagen.
Anyway,
Stay on track.
explanation.
That's not ever gonna happen on this podcast.
I think we need to try for the first episode.
I think that we need to give them the expectation of what it's gonna be like every other episode.
I think the
Don't
expectation has been
catfish them.
set. I catfished you.
That's true. Back
Oh
on
my
track,
God.
I guess.
Back on.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a smaller quad last year, and then this year we had a lot of people move in. Hopefully we'll meet them all. I think they're all great characters, and
Yeah.
they will add a lot of variety to this podcast.
You know, it's never a dull day.
No, never.
Yeah, no, last year when it was just the few of us, the rooms, ironically, it was separated by year. So we had
That's
2
so true.
seniors.
Oh
and
my
then it was Elena and I. And we
Two
were both,
new people to Liberty who weren't freshmen.
yeah.
And then 2 seniors.
Juniors. They were both juniors.
But they graduated early.
Yeah, and then we had 2
Well, we
freshmen.
had
It
Wendy
was-
and Chloe who were
yeah.
both freshmen.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
different rooms.
so everybody
Different
was separated
Yeah.
by the year, ironically. Not the way it is now.
It's pretty similar.
It's pretty
I
similar.
guess Addison and Wendy are different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, no, because
By age.
the ages are different.
We're
now.
both the same.
Experience is about the same.
Yeah.
For the most part, and there's
For the most
obviously
part,
some
yeah.
changes.
Um,
But yeah, and so lots of new people. I'm hoping we can drag them all on eventually. If this doesn't count as indoctrination or anything, if you're watching, Catherine, this isn't indoctrination. They're not required to be on.
This is not hazing. Not hazing.
No
Not
hazing.
hazing. Just a podcast.
Just a podcast. But yeah,
Allegedly.
yeah.
So, part of the reason behind why we wanted to name it Quadcast Podcast, first of all, we had to include the quad in there because we fought for this quad.
Oh, yes.
We love this quad.
Fought for this quad.
We are in the same quad, same room.
Yes.
We went to war for this.
We went to war for it. I was so stressed because we got to pick last.
We were
'cause
all
seniors.
stressed.
And I was like, well, we said,
But yeah, guys,
Addison and Chloe were the only, no, Chloe didn't get in her paperwork. Only Addison could get in first. So we're like,
Yes.
Addison, get in there.
Get
and
in
start
there.
placing holes. And so she
Exactly.
placed a big old hold.
God,
it was fun.
But yeah, so we fought for this quad. We love the quads. Not marketing it to anybody. Stay away.
Stay away.
But, yeah, so, Quadcast Podcast, just in honor of our time in the quad.
Yeah.
And
And then on top of that, a funny little turn of fate, the mic that I stole from my ex-boss is a quad. It's called a Quadcast.
That's
so
the
it was
official
a
brand name.
sign. It
I
was a
didn't
sign.
know
Yeah,
that.
The
you were-
HyperX Quadcast.
That's what it's called.
Yes.
Mhm.
That's so cool.
I was like, this is a sign. Also, I didn't actually steal the mic. Garrett, if you're listening, I doubt it. He's great. I asked him, hey, Garrett, do you have any quote-unquote recommendations for a microphone? But I knew that he used to stream on Twitch, so I was really hoping because he was moving that he'd give me it. And he was like, do you want it? And I was like,
Yes.
yes, I do.
Yes, I do.
And so now we have it.
Yes,
and here
I
it
do.
is.
It's so cool.
Our Quadcast for
Yeah.
the Quadcast.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
So it works.
wild.
Yes.
I know, right?
That's such a cool statement.
It's a sign.
It's a sign.
Mhm.
That's gonna be the first
This
post.
this podcast is blessed.
It's just gonna be a quote.
No. This podcast is not blessed. If anything, it's cursed.
Yep. Cursed with
Yes.
a lot of podcast lore.
The podcast.
There's
Wait
so
till y'all
much
get into
podcast
that.
lore.
I will probably... I guess this is the intro episode. I should explain my lore theory.
Yeah,
Yes,
go for
Yes,
it. Go for
okay.
it.
So you guys will hear more whenever we get around to talking about how we ended up here after our road trip. You will understand what I mean, as well as spring break and all the other things that happen.
Fall break last year.
Yes, I thoroughly believe that this quad and the people in it, or at least me, are cursed with podcast lore, and I stand by this. And I talk about it in this in the.
It's like
the
dad
camping
lore,
trip.
but in story
but
form.
it's just so hard. Like it's like. So there's shows, obviously, like Netflix does them all. They have these shows where people are going through these crazy experiences that are obviously like all these hardships, all these
that
trials.
never happened in
Yes,
real
of course,
life.
and you're like, it's so entertaining to watch. But at least I'm not having to deal with it.
And-
And then we have to, and so like now we have all these stories to tell the podcast that sound so funny and afterthought, but when it was happening, it kind of sucks.
Yeah.
And it keeps happening. So I thoroughly believe it's a thing.
Honestly, I don't think any
It's
of
an
it. It's
affliction.
not that it kind of sucks in the moment. It's always been terrifying.
See, I have a
Terrifying,
blast every
horrific.
time.
Wendy, you can say whatever you want about having a blast, but you were just as scared when we were sitting in the car with screaming in the
I
woods.
was laughing though.
You not the whole time. You weren't. You
If
said,
you
my hackles are raised.
Yes.
That's exactly what you
yes,
said.
Yes.
I agree. You're right. And on
It's
the camping
okay
trip,
to admit
I was
fear.
never.
Cottonmouth.
What? I don't know what that means.
Snake.
Oh, okay, yes, I do know what that means.
no.
I understood that reference.
You know what?
I understood that reference.
It's just venomous snakes.
That's okay.
And what was
And
the
that's
other
okay.
thing?
I have a crippling fear of heights.
I don't like the dark.
I loved it.
Let's unpack these psychological.
Maybe the
Halloween episode.
Shall I get
fear
my
mean?
cognitive behavioral
I think the
approaches
Halloween
textbook?
episode we should go over, and you can psychoanalyze both of us.
Yes.
That sounds fantastic.
That'd be
All right.
hilarious.
Mark your calendars. October 31st.
Sure, I
Yeah,
don't
October
know.
31st.
We'll even dress up.
That'd be so funny.
That'll be one of the first video ones.
I'll have to.
I already
I'll
have
have
a,
to show
I
you
already
later.
have a costume, remember?
Yes.
I'm going as the Fisher of Men.
Yes. The Fisher of Men.
With my
Yes! The
fishing
Fisher.
pole. Yeah,
Yeah. No, I'll have to go as a greasy gangster again because that's all I got.
that was so funny.
But
yeah, so, that's my theory on podcast lore, the curse, which I think is, I will stand by it probably till the day I die in some horrific way that'll be really funny when you guys talk about it later
I'll
at
be
my
crying.
wake.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
I'll scatter your ashes into the wind in an exciting
It's
way.
feverish
I'll
when-
throw it into a tornado.
Oh, lovely. Sounds good.
Just like Twisters, but a funeral.
But no Glenn Powell.
No Glenn Powell.
Only Anthony Ramos.
Hey, we're here for Anthony Ramos, even
Yes.
without the
Yeah,
Glenn
I like
Powell.
him.
Oh, that's another thing. If this goes well, we need to be doing movie reviews.
Yes.
I think so too.
Yeah.
RRR being the first.
R-
No,
R-
no, we That's too long of a podcast. No one's gonna stick around for 3 hours of movie.
Oh,
And on
gosh.
top of that, how are we supposed to record that? It's all in Hindi. Without the subtitles, how are they gonna know what's going on?
We won't have any
Video.
copyright issues.
Alright. We'll also have no viewers for that episode. You gotta be honest, like, not even our families are gonna watch that one.
No.
Not that they're gonna listen to any of these,
Heavy
but
sigh.
heavy sigh.
Heavy
No
sigh.
RRR.
That'll
Though
just be
we
the
do recommend anyone to watch it. This
Yes.
great Bollywood
fantastic movie.
on Netflix. It's a wild ride.
You will be inspired by the
Yes.
power of
Of
friendship.
friendship.
Like, watch it with your friends, because by the end of it, you guys will have formed a bond.
You will be
much
closer.
like Beam and what's his face.
Beam and
Beam
hum.
and Prom.
Bam. Beam.
But yeah, but no, I think
Dance
movie
Park
reviews
Play.
great.
Mhm.
I think rot reviews of everything in the rot would be
Rot
really
Oh
funny.
my
reviews.
gosh.
The rot is the dining hall for non-Liberty people or new Liberty people like me who just didn't know anything about the school. I also think we need to go to every single restaurant on campus and try
Yes.
them all and review them all.
Yes,
I will
that'd
be
fun.
brutal towards Hey Cow and Star Ginger.
I've never been to either
Oh, yeah.
one, so I'll be the blind reviewer for those.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Maybe we should actually blindfold you.
Which is which? Well, I think the burger is the Asian place. And the orange chicken probably comes from that cow. I would never know. But yeah, so I think we need to do that.
Maybe his name
and-
was Cow. I have a chicken named Cow.
Alright. I used to name all my chickens after different birds, but never different animals.
Emma named it.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
I accept that.
I've named a chicken
Yeah.
butt before. It was a while ago.
Which,
Okay. We had a chicken named Snow
Yeah.
Leopard.
I love that.
Leopard.
Yes. I didn't name it. One of my sister's friends named it. But yeah, and so we have big aspirations. I have a whole notes app full of different episodes that we have to go over. It's gonna be a wild. I'm excited for all the the lore episodes.
We're
yeah.
coming prepared.
And there will be
plenty
more,
of stuff
I'm sure.
to do.
Yeah.
Oh, there will definitely be
Definitely be more.
new stuff every day.
Every day.
Is there anything else that we need to info dump for this opening episode?
I don't know.
Random hobbies?
We could.
I guess so. You can start.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, my current hobbies include reading textbooks.
Oh. Well.
Oh, that's sad.
That's unfortunate.
Yes, it's very unfortunate,
Social working
but
textbooks too.
yeah, which they're all interesting, but you know, upper level classes, it's rough.
I walked in on the living room one morning and there was a book on the counter and it says drugs. And I
Nice.
was like,
drugs.
Hannah.
Just some light reading
Immediately,
material.
Hannah.
Just some light reading, you know, all about opioids. Anyway, yeah. So current hobbies, the things that I spend my time doing: I bake bread,
Mhm.
I eat bread,
I
I do taekwondo. I
Yes.
come back from taekwondo limping.
Yes.
I'm currently experiencing major back issues, which at this point is a hobby because I've been spending so much time with the doctor.
Lovely.
Yes, very fun. When I'm actually in good health and not busy with school, I draw, I read, I write. I've published some things, and we don't know where we're gonna go after that, but you know, exciting
world
things.
is your oyster.
Yes.
Oysters.
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 Okay. My hobbies include
an easy
watching Hannah make bread, eating the bread Hannah makes,
Mine too.
being home when Hannah limps through the door after taekwondo, and making fun of her for it. And
Yeah.
that's about it. And bringing Hannah her textbooks.
Yeah, thank you for that.
And lunch.
And lunch.
the
a
fishbowl.
couple
Yes,
times.
thank you for that. I work in the fishbowl. For those of y'all who don't know what that is,
I didn't
good.
know what that was.
Good. For those of y'all that do know what that is,
Save yourself, stay away.
I'm sorry.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
you're always
When I
welcome to
walked
come say
in,
hi.
oh my gosh. Like, deafening silence.
Pen
I was like,
drop.
what's going on
So
in here?
scary.
But we have an actual fishbowl.
There is a fishbowl in the
Yes.
fishbowl, yeah.
I've had people come in just to watch the fish. It's very funny.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, this one girl, she came in, she's like, I love fish. Can I see your fish? What are their names? And I was like, I don't know.
She should have made stuff up.
Mm-hmm.
This one's Dondi, this one's Jonathan, this
Jonathan?
one's Jerry.
Majulner?
Junior?
Jonathan?
But no, first of all, you gotta explain what the fishbowl is, like actually.
No.
Oh, okay.
Guys,
They're
she
gonna
just
think
gave her
you
the
work in like an
flattest look.
aquarium.
So the fishbowl is a spot
That's what I thought.
on campus.
That's not an aquarium.
Oh my god.
It's not an aquarium.
Whatever. If
Um,
you're ever wandering on Demont, you'll probably find it.
Yeah.
But my
Wander enough.
That's true. My real hobbies include staying out of Demont as much as humanly possible.
Wise woman.
Yeah, but no, I climb. I love to ski. I like being outside. I like to read. I like to draw. I like to be Wendy's therapist. I like,
The corrector on my opinions
yeah.
and philosophies.
Yeah. And then other than that, I don't know. I do a bit of everything. I like learning new things, I guess.
Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Yes.
I do love Batman and the Ninja Turtles for different reasons. That one's more like a nostalgia thing.
Mm-hmm.
My little sister and I bonded over that one. So I know way too much about that franchise.
Not too much.
But I think it's good.
There are worse problems to have.
I was gonna say.
I think if you want to talk about, like, best franchise, I'm a Star Wars person all the way.
Star
like, Batman and
Wars.
Ninja Turtles for sure, but Star Wars I could talk for hours.
We should have a debate, one episode that's just a debate of the best Clone Wars episodes. Just a review.
That's
those.
a good one.
That'd
I
be
like
so much
season
fun.
2, episode 10, and season 7, episode 9.
I like the box.
We'll get you a
The
helmet,
box, those
too.
are
The
good ones.
box
I
is
forgot about
so
the box.
good.
Yeah, we could
Yes.
review the Clone Wars.
Yes.
10 out of 10 would do. Every single episode.
Every
Yep,
single
no.
episode.
Some you just gotta
4
ignore.
seasons
The
later.
the Jar Jar episodes need to be ignored.
No, thank you.
But yeah, no, so, I don't know. I like to try new things and, yeah.
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 Mm-hmm.
You
What about
did,
you?
You did
Alright,
MMA
well,
last semester.
I did.
Both
Oh,
of
that
y'all
was so
did
much fun. We
MMA.
gotta figure out how to do that again.
Yes.
It was so much fun.
Yes.
If you guys ever get the chance and you guys have a 1 credit
It's a one
One
credit
credit
physical education class.
With-
MMA.
with Professor Peevler.
Or Pevler. We're not entirely
really
sure.
But
Either way.
it's so great. He teaches 2 classes now with his wife.
Yes.
10 out of 10 would
literally
recommend.
the best. The man is my hero.
Yeah. But
I
yeah.
see him in the halls.
Mm-hmm. So no,
Every now and
I like doing that. That was a good time. We
Yes.
gotta keep boxing. That was a lot
Yes.
of fun. What about you, Wendy? What
Well,
do you do?
Oh my gosh. You asked me and put me on the spot. I like mammoths.
No, we didn't. You were the 3rd person here.
Okay. Anyway.
Spot.
She goes, mammoths!
Mammoths. I like mammoths.
My hobbies include mammoths.
Mammoths.
Her identity. Ice
yeah.
Age.
Ice Age. Anyway, I do love Ice Age. I am an artiste. I draw. I animate. I do all the...
2 E's.
Oh, yes. I do all the super cool drawings, I guess. I write a lot. I'm in film, so I do a lot of script writing and creative writing along those lines. I love camping. Highland County has my heart. Love Highland County, Virginia.
Stay away.
No!
Don't
it's
go.
great.
Flashbacks.
Anyway.
Nom flashbacks.
Love camping, four-wheeling, outdoorsing. I like shooting sports.
I forgot about that one.
Love shooting sports. There's something else I had to say.
I like art.
Yes, I do like art. I do like art.
Yeah. Which,
I feel like there's so much more to say.
Don't
Well, if it
worry.
comes to
we
mind,
have
you can
plenty of
interrupt.
podcast episodes.
Very true.
that is another good thing to know. Another benefit of this quad. We are a very well-defended quad.
Oh,
That's
yes.
so true.
Yeah.
Yes.
We have a bunch of former riflery people.
One now on pistol, one who
Yes.
just kind of lurks there sometimes.
We have multiple people on the archery team with Liberty. I'm on Taekwondo.
So is Coco.
And
So
Coco.
is Coco.
And we have our in-house medic nurse.
Yeah.
Who
Yes.
will take care of us.
So
Yes,
we
we
have 2 hand-to-hand combat individuals, 1, 2, 3, 4 long-range distance people, and a nurse on site.
Freaking
You're never getting
2
in.
nurses actually, because Caitlin's she's
That's
going into
true.
program. So we have 2 nurses. So we are well
and then
equipped.
Kylie's the mascot.
Yes.
Yes.
Love her.
Sven is also the mascot.
Sven is the diversion. If someone comes in, Sven is the first thing getting thrown at them in the face.
I will sacrifice
I
that.
will get no.
I will
Addison
too.
needs to
We'll
be the
save
one to throw him.
Masterson, but we'll throw Sven.
So
Masterson!
Masterson and Sven are the 2 quad pets. Sven
Was currently deported.
Sven was deported because
evicted.
we thought we had the right paperwork, but
We
we
did
were
not.
wrong. So we're working
They
on
lied.
We're working
Anyway.
on getting him back, but Masterson is our gecko, and you'll hear more about how he got his name in a future episode.
Oh, yeah.
He is also part of the podcast lore, but yeah, so he's a little crested gecko, and
He's
we
so
love him
cute.
very
He's
much.
really cute.
He's just a baby.
Yeah.
He's about as big as your thumb right
He's
now.
so cute.
Yeah, he's just a wee lad.
I brought him back, and every single girl in this quad
Oh my gosh, we
was
emerged.
just happy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
it was just joy radiating from the cat and the lizard.
I'm here for the reptiles.
Mm-hmm. We actually sent... so, I worked at a summer camp over the summer, and that's how we got the gecko, and I told Elena about it, and Elena was like, oh my gosh, we need to make a PowerPoint to convince Hannah. And did you know, Quadcast listeners, that...
Do you know Quadcast podcast listeners? Continue.
that a group
She's just
of
gonna
geckos,
devolve to calling them the chat.
the chat.
Chat.
I will. That a bunch of geckos together is called a hype.
Yeah.
So we made a
Hype house.
hype.
The Hype House.
Hype house.
The better version.
Yes.
Netflix can kiss my foot. Ours is much better.
So, for frame of reference, I was at work.
Yes.
You know, I was doing my thing. I had an early morning shift. The sun is barely up at this point, and my phone buzzes. And
So many times.
you know, it buzzes
times.
so many times. Well, I also didn't have my phone in my pocket at the time because, again, I am working. It is over with my stuff on the shelf. I am locked in for my shift. And when I do pick up my phone at my break, there are like 30 messages on my phone from this group chat that I was thrown into with Elena and Wendi. And it's just them saying, Hannah, are you
He
done?
goes, Hannah, important. Please respond. Life or death. As quickly as possible. We have an idea. A hype idea, if you will. The perfectly normal idea. A hype idea, precisely. And then it just kept going for ages. We went in Spanish for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then you finally texted back and I was at work. And so
I was like, I am
hours
working.
later. Yeah.
But yeah, so we hopped on a little video call and they pulled up this PowerPoint presentation all about geckos.
Yes.
And I was like, I beg your pardon. And long story short, now we have gecko.
Yeah, long story
And there's
short.
more on the way.
Long story, that sounds like, I don't know.
You
Long
know
story
what?
short, I ended that PowerPoint presentation by saying, you have no say in this, so say yes.
Let's be
And she
honest, this is the plight of all mothers everywhere.
Yep.
Yes,
This is how it
that's
is.
why kids go to ask dad if they can have things,
And
because
I did.
dad says yes.
I do say yes.
And then,
I say yes at 2 a.m. when she calls.
Yep.
I was
Oh,
coming
dear.
off from work, though.
Yeah.
So.
That's great.
But no, I think that sums up a lot of our stuff.
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I think that you've gotten a nice little taste of who we are.
a
We've
good
been
little
very,
intro.
very clear of how the structure of this podcast is going to go.
What structure?
We have our little path, and we constantly foothill around and sometimes end up back on it.
Get in, we're taking a detour.
Exactly. It's just one big detour.
Yes.
But it's not the journey. It's not the destination. It's the,
The
journey.
journey.
You're right, it's not the journey.
But yeah, so I think that there's going to be a lot. We'll talk about so many predicaments.
So many predicaments.
So much shenanigans. Lots of lore.
Lots
Lots
of
of liberty.
Yeah,
Lots of liberty.
Lots of liberty takes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Excited to see where this goes.
I know.
Me too.
Yeah.
Very
If
cool.
we end up
Season one,
screaming at each
episode
other, you'll know how it ends up.
Oh, yeah.
That's very true.
Like any good TV show, the quad is fractured.
And with that, I guess we can wrap up episode 1 of season 1,
Yeah,
keeping up with the Quadashians.
Yeah. Keep it up with the Quadashians.
I like it.
Which we will see you next time.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Bye.